morning, everyone, and welcome to the 14th Masters International Sprint Games here in Calgary, second time. The last World Masters Championships were held here in 2020. The previous championships were in Insel, Germany. Lots of skating coming today. Coming up shortly in about 6 minutes, we'll be starting with the women's 500 meters, followed by the men's 500 meters. Each skater will skate the 500 meters and the 1,000 meters twice. So coming up shortly in 6 minutes' time, all volunteers and officials should now be in their positions. In the women's 500 meters, there will be 6 pairs, and in the men's 500 meters, 19 pairs. Approximately 3 minutes to the start. 3 minutes to the start. So these are the 14th Masters International Sprint Games. Masters, anyone over the age of 30. Skaters are divided into age categories, 5-year increments. And the first pair of this 14th Masters International Sprint Games are being called to the start line. First of 6 pairs in this women's 500 meters, just over a lap of the oval track. Introducing the skaters on the inside lane. From Canada, Hillis Hammersley. On the outside lane, from the USA, Joanna Walters. And the first pair of this 14th Masters International Sprint Games is underway. Hillis Hammersley competing in the ladies 60 age category. Joanna Walters, ladies 75. First split will be for 100 meters. Hammersley's time 15:35. Walters 16:58. Hammersley was a competitor in the Masters International Short Track Games in 2022 that were held right here in Calgary. She finished second in her age category. Joanna Walters from the USA, she was first in her age category in 2020. That's when the Sprint Games were held here in Calgary. World record for ladies 75 is 53.56. Looks like it's going to be Hillis Hammersley taking this one. Finishing time 57.20. Joanna Walters now just coming up to the finish line. Her finishing time. .61 for Joanna Walters. Looks like there's just a little bit of a delay as we do some ice repair. And second pair is being called to the start line. On the inside lane from the Netherlands, Joke Winterberg. On the outside lane from Norway, Trine Landsem. Second pair is underway. Winterberg was first at the Masters International Short Track, or at the Sprint Games in 2022 in Insel. Opening split time 15.20 and 15.33. Joke Winterberg competing in the 70 age category. Trine Landsem in the 55 age category. Landsem was 5th in Insel in her age category. World record for women's 70 age category is 54.38. Skaters neck and neck as they approach the finish line. Here they come. Very close at the line. It's Winterberg with a time of 56.03 for Lindsom 58.04. 56.04. Pair number 3, starting on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Marianne de Nieling. Paired with her on the outside lane, also from the Netherlands, Caroline van Ries. Pair number 3 of 6 underway. De Nieling in the 60 age category, Van Ries in the 65 age category. Opening time for De Nieling, 14.16 and 14.61 for Van Ries. De Nieling was third in Insel in her age category. That was from 2022, last year. Caroline van Ries, she was first in Insel and Calgary in her age category. She also holds the world record holder at the 65 age category. Her time 47.25. Approaching the line, it's Marianne de Nieling, finishing time 50.42. Caroline van Ries 54.14. Pair number 4 on the inside lane from the USA, Barbara Johnson. On the outside lane from Germany, Katrin Lechner. Okay, underway. Barbara Johnson, she was first in 2020 and 22 in her age category. She's the world record holder in her age category. That was when she was in the previous age category. Her time was 47.35. 47.25. Split times 13.03 and 13.59 respectively. World record for the 70 age category is 54.38. We'll see if Barbara Johnson will be close to that record. There we go. It looks like it's a new world record in the age category. Barbara Johnson's time, 48.25 and a 49.41 for Katrin Lechner. Pair number 5 on the inside lane from Canada, Sarah Hopkins. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Monique Berima. Pair number 5 underway. Sarah Hopkins on the inside lane, Monique Berima on the outside lane. Opening split time 12.07 for Hopkins, 12.87 for Berima. Berima was first in Insel, second in Calgary in her age category. World record in the 40 category is 41.26. 60 age category 45.52. Coming to the finish line, it's going to be Sarah Hopkins finishing a time of 43.48 and 45.83 is the time for Monique Berima. And that's just outside the world record in this age category. Final pair of the women's 500 meters, starting on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Maika Kanevulf. On the outside lane from Japan, Yunyo Kuyano. Final pair of the women's 500 meters is underway. Maika Kanevulf was first in Insel and Calgary. She holds the world record in the age category of 41.00. Opening time 11.22. For Kuyano, 11.97. So Kanevulf competing in the 35 age category. Kuyano in the 55 age category. The time we are looking to beat for a new world record for Maika Kanevulf is 41.00. This is an age class world record. And again, another world record for the age category, 40.63. Awesome time. 43.93 is the finishing time for Yunyo Kuyano. That completes the women's 500 meters. So coming up shortly will be the men's side of the competition. Again, all skaters will skate a 500 and a 1,000 meters twice. In the men's competition, there'll be 19 pairs of 500 meters. Quite a spread in the men's ages for this competition. We have skaters in the 30 age category and also in the 85 age category. Looks like we're just about ready to start the men's competition. Starting on the inside lane, this is pair number 1 from Canada, Werner Meyer. And on the outside lane from Norway, Arne Kjell Foldvik. And first pair is underway. Werner Meyer competing in the men's 80 category. Foldvik, the oldest competitor at this competition, 85 age category. He is actually the world record holder. The time he will be trying to beat, 44.19. That would be for a new world record. Opening split time, 20.57 for Foldvik, 21.43 for Werner Meyer of Calgary. Meyer was first in his age category at the Masters International Short Track Games that were held here just last season. Arni Kjell Foldvik, he was first in Insel in his age category. And as mentioned, he's the world record holder in his age category. 54.19 for a new world record. Let's cheer them on with 50 meters to go in this first pair of the men's 500 meters. Crossing the finish line first, Annikiel Foldvik, finishing time 79.17. For Werner Meyer, 81.97. Pair number 2, starting on the inside lane from Norway, Morten Sauer. On the outside lane from Norway, Magnar Landvik. Both skaters skating in the 75 age category. Both skaters from Norway. Opening split time for Langvik, 14.12. For Sauer, 14.19. Skaters changing lanes on the back straight. Magnus Langvik was fourth in Insel in his age category. Finishing time of 50.85 for Langvik. For Sauer, 51.67. Pair number 3 on the inside lane from Germany, Roman Laupan. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Ton van Helden. Third pair of the men's 500 meters is underway. Laubman on the inside lane, Van Helden on the outer lane. Laubman in the 70 age category, Van Helden 75 age category. Opening split times 13.22 and 13.74. Laupen was 6th in Calgary at the Masters International Sprint Games in his age category. Van Helden was 6th in Insel and 3rd in Calgary. World record for men, 43.51 in the 70 age category. Finishing time for Laupen, 50.45. For Ton van Helden, 52.66. Pair number 4 on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Bauke Meyer. On the outside lane from Norway, Brunjulf Meikstad. False start. Skaters are allowed 1 false start. And they're away cleanly the second time. Bauke Meyer competing in the 75 age category. Make staff 70. Opening split time for Meyer, 12.96. For Makestad, 13.27. Bauke Meyer was third in Insel at the 2022 Masters International Sprint Games. Looks like it's going to be Bauke Meyer taking this one in a time of 48.62. Make staff's time 49.43. Pair number 5, starting on the inside lane from Norway, Onar Vesterheim. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Vibe Wienbas. Westerheim competing in the 75 age category for Wienbas in the 70 age category. Wienbas was first in Insel in his age category, and Westerheim was second in Insel in his age category. Opening split time 13.35 and 13.64. Once again, the world record in the 70 age category for men, 43.51. Oh, an unfortunate fall there for Wienbas. Finishing time for Westerheim, 48.65. Finishing time for Wienbas, 103.60. We're just going to be checking the ice after that fall. Introducing our skaters for pair number 6, starting on the inside lane from Canada, Brett Arneson. On the outside lane from Norway, Rune Farstad. Pair number 6 underway. Brett Arneson from Canada, Rune Farstad from Norway. Farstad competing in the 60 age category, Arneson 70 age category. Great opener, 11.96 for Brett Arneson, 13.84. World record for the 60 age category is 40.26. And finishing time for Rune Farstad, 42.44. Brett Arneson of Canada just finishing his 500 meters. Finishing time for Brett, 52.12. Pair number 7, both skaters from Calgary, Canada. On the inside lane, Scott Anderson. On the outside lane, Cornelis Heinen. Pair number 7 underway. Both skaters skate in Calgary, both in the 55 age category. Tend to prefer the longer distances. Scott Anderson, 12.86. Cornelius, a little bit faster, 12.83. World record in this age category is a very fast 38.75. Cornelius was 11th in Calgary in 2020. Like a close race between these two skaters who tend to prefer the longer distances. It's going to be Cornelius Heinen, finishing time of 46.78. Scott Anderson, 46.99. Pair number 8 on the inside lane from Canada, Sylvain Cordera. On the outside lane from Finland, Pekka Aho. Both skaters in the 55 age category. Sylvain Cordera skates with the Calgary Speed Skating Association. Opening split time 11.99 for Aho and for Cordera 12.13. At the Inzol Masters International Sprint Games, Aho finished 10th in his age category. Incidentally, the world record in this age category, 38.75, by Bruce Cunner of the USA. Approaching the finish line, it's going to be Pekka Aho with finishing time of 44.2. Sylvain Cordera finishing a time of 45.13. Pair number 9, starting on the inside lane from Canada, Oliver Baith. On the outside lane from Germany, Marcia Vrancinu. Again, skaters are allowed one false start. White flag indicates it was the inside lane. Pair number 9 of 19 underway. Oliver Baith skating in the 55 age category. Vrancinu of Germany in the 65 age category. Baith's time 11.98. Vrancinu 12.71. Their opening 100-meter split times. World record in the 65 age category is 41.11, held by Victor van der Hoff. And he'll be actually skating in the next pair. Very close race between these two skaters. It's going to be Marcia Vrancinu taking this one in a time of 44.6. And for Oliver Baith, 44.84. Pair number 10 on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Victor van den Hoff. On the outside lane from Canada, Jeff Rosenholt. So Victor van den Hoff is the world record holder in this age category. His time of 41.11, so we'll be paying attention to the clock on this one. Opening split time 11.98. Van den Hoff was second in the Insel Masters International Sprint Games. And a couple of years earlier, he finished first when the Sprint Games were held here in Calgary. So the time to beat for a new world record, 41.11. Going to finish just outside that, finishing time 42.97 for Victor van den Hoff of the Netherlands. Pair number 11, starting on the inside lane from Canada, Mark Hinton. On the outside lane, also from Canada, Randy Plett. Skaters just a little too eager to get off the start line. One false start. Pair number 11, cleanly underway, second time. Mark Hinton competing in the 55 age category, Randy Plett in the 60 age category. Opening time for Plett 11.82, Hinton 12.52. Randy Plett finished second at the Calgary Masters International Sprint Games in 2020 in his age category. World record in this distance for the 60 age category is 40.26 by Boris Lykan of the USA. Finishing time for Randy Plett, 42.75. For Hinton, 46.69. Pair number 12, starting on the inside lane from Finland, Vesa Visti. On the outside lane from Canada, Bob Irvin. Again, the starter not quite happy with the start there, so they'll be brought back to do it all over again. Visti competing in the 60 age category, Bob Irvin in the 65 age category. And cleanly away, second time. Bob Irvin, another Calgary skater. Visti goes through in time of 11.23 for Bob Irvin, 11.84. Bob Irvin finished fourth when the Sprint Games were held here in 2020. Visti, he finished sixth in Insel and fifth in Calgary in 2020. Approaching the finish line now, it's going to be Visti of Finland, finishing in a time of 41.63. For Bob Irvin, 43.22. Pair number 13 on the inside lane from Canada, Von Thibault. On the outside lane from Germany, Hjard Kopka. Pair number 13 of 19 is underway. Both skaters in the 55 age category. Von skates here in Calgary. Opening split time 11.50 for Kopka 12.16. Just as a comparison, the world record in this age category 38.75 set by Bruce Connor of the USA in Salt Lake City. At the finish line, it looks like it's going to be Von Thibault taking this one in a time of 42.01 for Hjard Kopka, 42.3. Pair number 14 on the inside lane from the USA, Masahiko Yanagihara. On the outside lane from Canada, Richard Normand. Yanagihara competing in the 45 age category, Richard Normand in the 55 age category. Neck and neck at the 100-meter split. Yanagihara 11.46, Normand 11.40. Both skaters finished 7th in the 2020 Masters International Sprint Games in different age categories. It looks like it's going to be very close between these two skaters. Pair number 14 at the line. It looks like it's going to be Richard Normand taking this one in a time of 41.89 for Yanagihara, 42.01. Pair number 15 now on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Harry Paradijs. On the outside lane, also from the Netherlands, Koos Dijkstra. Paradijs competing in the 45 age category. He actually holds the world record at the 35 age category. That was way back in 2013. He set that time. Opening split time for Paradijs 11.52, Dijkstra 11.59. Dijkstra competing in the 55 age category. He was 3rd in Insel, 7th in 2020 at these sprint games. Looks like it's going to be Harry Paradijs taking this one in a time of 41.13. Finishing time for Koos Dijkstra, 41.96. Pair number 16 on the inside lane from Canada, Ian Dwyer. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Mark Reiling. Pair number 16 underway. Ian Dwyer was second in these championships in 2020 in his age category. Opening time for Reiling 11.13, for Dwyer 11.57. Reiling getting a great draft on that back straight. Reiling was second in Insel at the last Masters Sprint Games. Finishing time for Mark Reiling, 40.3. For Ian Dwyer, 40.90. Pair number 17. On the inside lane from the Netherlands, Marius ten Herkel. On the outside lane from the USA, Dan Carney. Again, this one's going to be brought back for a false start. Skaters are allowed one false start. Ten Herkel competing in the men's 30 age category. Dan Carney in the 55 age category. Dan Carney was fourth the last time these championships were held in Calgary in 2020. Fourth in his age category. Like we might need a little bit of an ice check. There's going to be some ice repair just on that start line to make sure it's fair for all the skaters. So after that unfortunate fall, they will be inspecting the ice. We want to make this competition as safe as possible for all the skaters. Brad Bates looks like he's happy with what he sees. Okay, so there will be some ice repair. There'll be a slight delay before we start pair number 17. Again, there are 19 pairs of this opening distance of the 14th Masters International Sprint Games. Skaters of all ages, from the 30 age category to the 85 age category. So following completion of the 500 meters, there will be a flood of the ice. And we'll be coming back at approximately 10:30 for the 1,000 meter event. Skaters will be receiving points for each distance at the end of the four distances. They'll be awarded overall placings. These are the sprint games, 500 meters and 1,000 meters. Next week in Quebec, there'll be the all-round Masters International Games. Those are longer distances, 500, 15, 3,000, 5,000 meters. Pair number 17 on the start line. After a delay, we are back on track with the pair number 17, Marius ten Harkel on the inside, Dan Carney on the outside lane. Ten Harkel is in the 30 age category for Dan Carney, 55 age category. Opening split times 10.89 for both skaters. Neck and neck between these two skaters. It looks like it's going to be Marius ten Harkel taking this one in a time of 39.42. And for Dan Carney, his finishing time 40.04. Pair number 18 on the inside lane from Canada, Kevin Isao. On the outside lane from the USA, Andrew Love. Isao competing in the 35 age category, Andrew Love in the 50 age category. Andrew Love still holds the world record for the 40 age category. His time way back in 2013 was 37.63. Penultimate pair is underway, the men's 500 meters. Opening split time for Love, 11.19. For Isao, 11.30. Love was second in Calgary at the 2020 Sprint Games. And Isao was first in Calgary at the Sprint Games in his age category. And very close at the finish line. It is Kevin Isao taking this one on time of 40.74 for Andrew Love, 40.79. Final pair now of the men's 500 meters. On the inside lane from the USA, Austin Carlson. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Bart Seffinger. Carlson competing in the 30 age category. Bart Seffinger, he was the winner in both Insel and Calgary at this competition. He's competing now in the 40 age category. Opening split time for Carlson, 10.49, Seffinger, 10.96. Seffinger was actually the overall winner in both Insel and Calgary. That was including all of the age categories. At the finish line, it's going to be Austin Carlson, time of 38.13, and that's the fastest time overall. Bart Seffinger finishing in a time of 39.00. That completes the men's first 500 meters. It's been confirmed that the ladies' 1,000 meters will start at 10:30. Once again, races will be resuming at 10:30. And just looking at the leaderboard, unofficial standings. In first place, Carlson 38.13, Seffinger 38.99, and Ten Herkel 39.42. Skaters being called to the start line for the first pair of the women's 1,000 meters. Starting on the inside lane from Canada, Phyllis Hammersley. On the outside lane from the USA, Joanna Walters. So the second race of the 14th Masters International Sprint Games is underway. 1,000 meters, 2.5 laps of the track. It is Hammersley competing in the ladies 60 category. Joanna Walters in the 75 age category. The split will be for 200 meters. Split time for Hammersley, 27.27. For Walters, 31.83. Hammersley was second at the Masters International Short Track Games that were held here last March. The last International Sprint Games that were held here in Calgary in 2020. Joanna Walters was the winner in her age category. Time around, they'll be hearing the bell signifying 1 lap to go. Split time for Hammersley, 1:11.49. That's a lap time of 44.22. One lap to go for Joanna Walters. Being watched by her brother, Jack Walters, in the top corner. Split time for Walters, 1:28.46. Her lap time, 56.63. Once again, Hammersley is competing in the 60 age category for Walters at 75. Approaching the finish line, it is Phyllis Hammersley of Canada, taking this one in a time of 2 minutes, 0.75. Coming around the final corner now, it's Joanna Walters of the USA. Finishing time for Joanna Walters, 2:31.51. Pair number 2 now of the women's 1,000 meters. On the inside lane from the Netherlands, Joke Wittenberg. On the outside lane from Norway, Trine Lanzem. Second pair is underway. Joke Wittenberg, she's actually the world record holder in this age category, that is 70. Her world record time is 1:49.86. That was set at the Masters International Sprint Games in Insel just last year. So we're looking for another world record for Joke Wittenberg. Opening split time, 27.08 for Lanzem, 27.17. So Wittenberg competing in the 70 age category, for Lanzem, the 55 age category. Joke Wittenberg is the champion from Insel from last year, winning her age category. time around, they'll be hearing the bell signifying 1 lap to go. Time for Lansom 107.53, her lap time 40.36. Yoko Winterberg, her lap time 41.87. So for a world record in the 70 age category, we're looking for a time of 1:49.86 or faster. And there we go, a new world record in the 70 age category. Oh, I was a little bit out. Sorry, a little bit ahead of myself. Wittenberg's time 1:52.80. That's just outside her world record. Trina Lansom wins this pair in a time of 1:48.28. Pair number 3 on the inside lane from the USA, Barbara Johnson. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Caroline van Ries. Pair number 3 of the women's 1,000 meters underway. Barbara Johnson competing in the 70 age category. Van Ries of the Netherlands competing in the 65 age category. Barbara Johnson finished first in 2020 and 2022 at the Masters International Sprint Games. Opening split time for Johnson 23.29. Van Ries 25.82. Barbara Johnson is the world record holder for the 65 age category in the 500 meters, 47.25. To set the world record in the 70 age category for 1,000 meters, she'll need a time of 1:49.86. Split time for Johnson, 1:01.06. Her lap time, 37.77. Caroline van Ries goes through with a lap time of 40.75. And coming around the final corner, it's going to be Barbara Johnson of the USA. Time to beat 1:49.86 for a new world record. And there you have it, a new world record in the ladies 70 age category, 1:40.15. Finishing time for Caroline van Ries, 1:49.19. Pair number 4 on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Marianne de Nieling. On the outside lane from Germany, Katrin Lechner. Pair number 4 of 6 underway, women's 1,000 meters. Marianne de Nieling competing in the 60 age category, Lechner of Germany 55 age category. Opening time for Lechner 23.77, for de Nieling 23.85. And 1 lap to go now for these two skaters. Neck and neck. Slightly ahead is Marianne Deneeling. Her lap time 36.18. Leshner 36.43. And coming around the final corner now. Anybody's race at this point. 50 meters to go. And at the finish line, Marianne Deneeling's finishing time 1:37.70. And for Katrine Leshner, 1:38.77. Pair number 5 of the women's 1,000 meters on the inside lane from Japan, Yunyu Kayano. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Monique Borima.
Go to start. Ready.
False start. Skaters are allowed 1 false start.
False start, outer lane, not stable. Go to the start. Ready.
Away cleanly the second time, pair number 5. Yunyu Kayano finished first at the 12th Masters International Sprint Games in Calgary in 2020. Monique Borima, she was first in Insel in 2022 and second 2 years earlier in Calgary. Kayano skating in the 55H category, Borima in the 60H category. Opening split time for Kayano, 21.07, Borima 22.5. World record for the 55H category is 123.76. For the 60H category is 132.54. Kayano of Japan out in front with 1 lap to go. Lap time of 33.66. Borima 34.38. Around the final corner, commanding lead now for Yunyu Kayano of Japan, 55 age category. Finishing time of 1:29.93. Finishing time for Borima, 1:33.75, just outside the age world record. Final pair of the women's 1,000 meters. Pair number 6 on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Maaike Kannevoort. On the outside lane from Canada, Sarah Hopkins.
Go to the E.
Pair number 6 is underway. Kannevoort competing in the ladies 35 age category. Hopkins in the 40 age category. Kannevoort is the reigning world record holder in this distance. For the 35 age category, her world record time is 1:22.48. And she set that time right here in Calgary in February of 2020. The time for Kanavov was 19:48 for that first 200 meters. 1 lap to go. Split lap time 30.45 for Kanavov. Hopkins 31.72. For the world record time for the 35 age category is 1:22.48. She finished first in Insel and Calgary at the last 2 Masters International Sprint Games. Approaching the finish line now. She's going to be just outside her world record time, 1:23.20. Finishing time for Sarah Hopkins, 1:27.19. That concludes the women's 1,000 meters. We'll be going straight into the men's 1,000 meters. Leaders board, the women's 1,000 meters, Kanavov in first, Hopkins in second, Kayano in second. That's all round points, or including all the age groups. So in the men's competition, we'll be having 19 pairs. First pair will be featuring our oldest competitors in the 80 and 85 age category. Introducing skaters in the first pair. On the inside lane from Canada, Werner Meyer. On the outside lane from Norway, Arne Kjell Foldvik.
Go to the start. Ready.
And the first pair of the men's 1,000 meters is underway. Werner Meyer, Calgarian, on the inside lane, skating against Arne Kjell Foldvik of Norway. Foldvik is the world record holder in his age category. His world record time of 1:52.11. At the last Masters International Sprint Games, Foldvik finished first. Those championships being held in Insel. Opening 200 meter split time for Foldvik, 37.99. For Meyer, 39.6. Foldvik has also skated some short track in his skating career. Both of these skaters have a history of skating some short track. Werner Meyer competed in the Masters International Short Track Games here in Calgary last season. Won his age category. Also came away with a world record in the 1,500 meters in a short track event. They come around this time, they'll be hearing the bell, signifying 1 lap to go. Our 2 oldest competitors in these Masters Sprint Games. Werner Meyer His split time 1:43.20. Boldvik 1:46.42. Lap time of 1:03.6 and 1:08.4. After this distance, these skaters can rest up, ready for tomorrow. They're going to be doing it all over again, 500 meters and 1,000 meters. On the jumbo screen, they're crossing over to equal the distance. Approaching the finishing line now is Werner Meyer, member of the Calgary Speed Skating Association. Finishing time for Werner Meyer, 2:52.01. For Anikiao Volfik, 2:59.55, just underneath that 3-minute barrier. In pair number 2 on the inside lane from Norway, Morten Sauer. On the outside lane, also from Norway, Magnar Langvik.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 2 is underway. Both skaters in the 75 age category. Langvik, who was 4th in the last Masters International Sprint Games in his age category. Opening split time for Sauer, 24.46. For Langvik, 24.55. World record in this age category, 1:33.57. One lap to go now for these two skaters from Norway. Lap time of 38.38 for Sauer. Langvik slightly faster, 37.18. Second of 19 pairs, just about to finish up here. At the finish line, Magnar Langvik takes this in a time of 1:41.17. Morten Sauer, 1:42.48. Fastest 2 times so far. Moving on now to pair number 3. On the inside lane from the Netherlands, Ton van Halden. On the outside lane from Canada, Mark Hinton.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 3 underway. Both skate, well, Van Helden is in the 75 age category. Mark Hinton in the 55 age category. Hinton up to a great start, 21.45 for Van Helden, 24.8. Van Helden finished 6th in his age category at the 13th Masters International Sprint Games. Finished 3rd 2 years earlier in Calgary. One lap to go now for Mark Hinton of Canada. Just as a reference, the world record for the 55 age category is 1:16.06. 75 age category 1:33.57. So coming to the finish line now, it's going to be Mark Hinton of Canada, finishing in his day with a time of 1:33.59, his lap time 37.7. Ton van Helden of the Netherlands, just approaching the finish line now, time of 1:47.09. Pair number 4 of the men's 1,000 meters on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Bauke Meyer. On the outside lane from Norway, Brynjulf Meigstad.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 4 cleanly underway. Meyer goes through a split time of 23.41, Meigstad 23.7. Meigstad finished third at the last Masters International Sprint Games in Insel. Meigstad in the 70 age category, Meyer in the 75 age category. Pretty close between these two skaters. Meyer's lap time 37.61. Meigstad just a fraction slower, 37.81. Great little draft there on the back straight. Skaters looking for every advantage that they can get as they come to the final straight. Finishing time for Meigstad. .140.03 for Meyer. Meigstad, there seems to be a little issue with the timing there, so if we get the time, we'll get that to you. But for now, we're going to move on to the fifth pair. On the inside lane from Germany, Roman Laupan. On the outside lane from Norway, Onar Westerheim.
Short delay.
We're just waiting for the electronic timing to reset after that last race. So just a slight hold before we start pair number 5.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 5 underway. Roman Laubhan competing in the 70 age category. Westerheim of Norway in the 75 age category. Opening split time for Lupan 23.23, for Westerheim 23.52. World record in the 70 age category is 126.59. 75 age category 133.57. Lopan finished 6th in the 12th Masters Sprint Games. And Westerheim finished 2nd in the 13th International Sprint Games. 1 lap to go now for these skaters. Lap time of 36.32 for Westerheim, 37.25 for Lupan. Number 5 of 19 in this men's event. Skaters crossing over on the back straight. Onar Westerheim of Norway approaching the finish line. His finishing time 1:37.82. Roman Lupan 1:39.01. Pair number 6 on the inside lane from Finland, Pekka Aiho. On the outside lane from Canada, Brett Arneson.
Go to the start. Ready.
Aiho competing in the 55 age category, Arneson 70 age category. Opening split time for Aiho 21.58. Arneson 26.01. Aiho finished 10th in Insel in 2022 in his age category. Lap time for Aiho 34.02. Lap time for Arneson 1:12.24. And approaching the finishing line now is Pekka Aiho. Finishing time 1:31.20. Arneson just approaching the final corner now. And finishing time for Brett Arneson 2:04.55. In pair number 7, we have, starting on the inside lane from Canada, Sylvain Cordera. On the outside lane from Netherlands, Wiebe Wienbas.
Go to the start. Skater, just back up. Skaters, back up. I'll call you back. Yes. Go to the start. Ready.
Event number 7 of 19 is underway. Sylvain Codera, local skater, skates in the Calgary Speed Skating Association. He's skating against Wiebe Wienbas of the Netherlands. Opening 200-meter split time, 22.03 for Codera, Wienbas 24.18. Codera competing in the 55 age category, Wienbas in the 70 age category. Lap time is 34.05 for Codera, Wienbas 36.52. Currently in the lead in the overall standings is Pekka Aho, 1:31.20 was his time. Codera holding it together on that last corner. Finishing time for Sylvain Codera, 1:33.03. Finishing time for Wiebe Wienbas, 1:38.99. Pair number 8 on the inside lane from Canada, Jeff Rosenholt. On the outside lane from Norway, Rune Farstad.
Go to the start. Ready.
So we have a scratch from Jeff Rosenholt. So just skating alone is Rune Farstad of Norway, competing in the men's 60 age category. Split time 20.29. Incidentally, the world record in this distance for the 60 age category is 1:19.82. That world record is held by Victor van der Hof, who will be coming up shortly, set in 2015. Lap time 30.94 for Rune Farstad. He's in the 60 age category. So the world record is 1:19.82 in this age category. So it won't be a world record, but it will be a very fast time for Rune Farstad of Norway, finishing a time of 1:25.05. Pair number 9 now on the inside lane from Finland, Visa Visti. On the outside lane from Canada, Oliver Baith.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 9, Visti in the 60 age category, Faith in the 55 age category. Opening split time for Visti, 19.62, for Faith, 21.36. Visti finished 6th in Insel at the last sprint games and 5th in Calgary a couple of years earlier. Faith, last time he competed was in 2020, had an unfortunate fall, so didn't get an overall ranking. So he's hoping for 4 solid races this time around. Visti, lap time 32.25, Faith 33.58. Skaters about to conclude their second race of the day. Going to be Visa Visti of Finland, taking this one at a time of 1:26.97. Finishing time for Oliver Faith, 1:31.60. Pair number 10 on the inside lane from Canada, Scott Anderson. On the outside lane, also from Canada, Cornelis Heinen.
Go to the start. Ready.
So both these skaters are competing in the 55 age category. Both skaters tend to prefer the longer distances, but they're showing up on their home rink to skate in the sprint championships. Opening split time for Heinen, 22.72. Anderson, 22.84. Both skaters training right here in Calgary. The 55 age group is the most stacked in these sprint games. And it's really neck and neck between these two skaters. Lap time of 33.92 for Anderson. Speeding things up. Heinen, 34.7. Like it's Scott Anderson now with a commanding lead. Pushing all the way to the finish line. Finishing time for Scott Anderson, 1:31.09 for Heinen, 1:34.09. Into the second half now of these men's 1,000 meter pairings. Pair number 11 on the inside lane from Germany, Marcia Vrancino. On the outside lane from Canada, Randy Plett.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 11 underway. Vrancino of Germany competing in the 65 age category. Randy Plett of Canada in the 60 age category. Opening split time for Plett, 20.43. Vrancino, 21.11. Vrancino finished first in his age category. in Insel 2 years ago. Plett's best finish was second in Calgary in 2020. That was when he was in the 55 age category. Split time for Plett 51.89. His lap time 31.46. Rancino's lap time 32.04. Randy Plett looking for a good strong finish. In this grueling 1,000 meters, driving to the finish line. Finishing time for Randy Plett, 1:24.74. For Rancino, 1:27.03. Pair number 12, starting on the inside lane from Canada, Richard Normand. On the outside lane from Canada, Bob Irvin.
Go to the start. Ready.
Richard Normand competing in the 55 age category, Bob Irvin in the 65 age category. Bob finished 4th in Calgary in 2020. Hoping to make the medals in this event. Opening split time for Normand, 19.68, for Irvin, 23.1. Bob Irvin is the father of Kaylin Irvin, who was on the national team for a number of years. Canadian Olympian. Last lap now for these skaters in pair number 12. Irvin's lap time 32.23. Normand just making it up a little bit, 31.58. Skaters trying to hold on to their technique this last lap, trying to hold it all together. Bob Irvin hanging on to a slim lead in pair number 12. Approaching the finish line, Irvin's finishing time, 1:26.79. Normand taking it at the finish, 1:25.44. Pair number 13 now on the inside lane from the Netherlands, Harry Paradijs. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Victor van den Hof.
Go to the start. Ready.
I'll start pair number 13. Victor van den Hof is the world record holder in this age category. His world record time of 1:20.05.
Coach, please back up. False start, outer lane, not stable. Go to the start. Ready.
This time they're clean away, pair number 13 of 19. Paradijs competing in the 45 age category. Van den Hof in the 65 age category. Opening split time for Paradise 20.15, Van den Hoff 20.69. Van den Hoff finished second in Insel, first in Calgary at the previous Masters International Sprint Games. As mentioned, he is the world record holder at this age category. World record 120.05. He also still holds the world record in the 60 age category. His time set back in 2015 was 119.82.
Yeah.
Paradise lap time 37.8. Van den Hoff 31.27. Again, the world record 120.05. That is in the 65 age category. We'll see if Victor Van den Hoff can beat his own world record. He finishes outside his world record time 124.00. Paradise 124.33. Pair number 14 now, on the inside lane from the USA, Masahiko Yanagihara. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Koos Dijkstra.
Go to the start. Ready.
Yanagihara from the USA, competing in the 45 age category. Koos Dijkstra competing in the 55 age category. Dijkstra was third in Insel and seventh in Calgary in 2022 and 2020. Looking at the overall standings. Van den Hoog 124.0, Paradise 124.33, Randy Plett currently in third place 124.74. Those are the overall standings. Of course, these skaters are looking for medals in their age categories. Lap time of 31.45 for Dijkstra, 31.58 for Yanagihara. Approaching the finish line now, it's going to be Yanagihara of the USA finishing a time of 124.62. For Dijkstra, 125.56. Yanagihara moves into third place overall with that time. Moving on now to pair number 15 of 19 in this men's 1,000 meters. On the inside lane from Canada, Ian Dwyer. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Marius ten Herkel.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 15 is underway. Ian Dwyer trains right here in Calgary. He is competing in the 45 age category. Ten Herkel competing in the 30 age category. As mentioned, it's Van den Hoff of the Netherlands, first in the overall standings. Quite impressive, seeing as he's in the 65 age category. Opening time for Ten Herkel, 19.11, 19.66 for Dwyer. Currently, Marius ten Herkel in front. His lap time 29.10. Ian Dwyer working hard. his lap time 30.05. Ian Dwyer was second the last time the International Sprint Games were here in Calgary. They approach the finish line. It's going to be Marius ten Herkel of the Netherlands, finishing in a time of 1:18.98. Time for Ian Dwyer, 1:22.46. The season's best for Ian. Pair number 16 on the inside lane from Canada, Kevin Isau. On the outside lane, also from Canada, Vaughn Thibault.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 16 underway. Kevin Isau on the inside, competing in the 35 age category. He's paired against Vaughn Thibault, skating in the 55 age category. Both of these skaters skated this event back in 2020. Kevin finished first in the 30 age category. Thibault finished fifth in the 50 age category. Lap time for Kevin Isau, 29.56. Thibault 31.66. And just coming around the final corner now, it's going to be Kevin Isau, competing in the 35 age category. Strong finish, finishing a time of 1:20.08. On Thibault, finishing time 1:27.03. Just 3 pairs to go now in this men's 1,000 meters. Moving to pair number 17. On the inside lane from Germany, Sjaard Kopka. And on the outside lane from the Netherlands, Mark Reeling.
Go to the start. Ready.
Pair number 17 underway. Kopka, he was first in Insel, second in Calgary at the last 2 sprint games. Reeling was second in Insel, fourth in Calgary. Split time for Reeling, 19.24. Kopka, 20.03. Kopka in the 55 age category, Reeling in the 35 age category. One lap to go now for Mark Reeling. His lap time 29.64. Kopka close behind 29.98. "20 years separating these 2 skaters. Around the final corner now, it's Mark Reeling with a slight lead. Mark Reeling of the Netherlands. Just pipped at the line there by Sjaard. Kopka comes back strong at the finish, 1:20.19. Mark Reeling's time, 1:20.27. Final 2 pairs now of the men's 1,000 meters. Pair number 18 on the inside lane from the USA, Dan Carney. On the outside lane, also from the USA, Andrew Love.
Go to the start. Ready.
Both these skaters competed in Calgary in 2020. Dan Carney finished 4th, and Andrew Love finished 2nd in their age categories. Dan Carney competing in the 55 age category, Andrew Love in the 50 age category. Opening split time for Carney, 18.83, for Love, 19.13. Incidentally, the world record in the 50 age category is 115.99. For the 55 age category, it's 116.06. These guys are going to have to motor if they're going to be close to those times. Lap time for Carney, 29.67. For Love, 29.94. Currently, it's 10 Herkel in the lead in the overall standings. That could be changing with this pair or the next. Finishing time for Dan Carney, 120.58. For Andrew Love, 122.37. That brings us to our final pair in the men's 1,000 meters to wrap up day 1 of the 14th Masters International Sprint Games. Starting on the inside lane from the USA, Austin Carlson. On the outside lane from the Netherlands, Bart Seffinger.
Go to the start. Ready.
Final pair is underway. Austin Carlson competing in the 30 age category. Bart Seffinger, he was first in Insel, first in Calgary in his age category, and he's competing in the 40 age category today. So 10 years separating these two skaters. It's Carlson with an opening split time, 17.75, our fastest opener so far. Seffinger, 18.42. Bart Seffinger, an avid cyclist. He was fat biking in Brad Creek just a couple of weeks ago. Lap time for Carlson, 27.75. For Seffinger, 28.1. Approaching the final corner now in this final pair of the men's 1,000 meters. They're going to all come back and do this again tomorrow, both distances. Finishing time for Austin Carlson, 1:15.47. He moves into first place overall with that time. Bart Seffinger, a very solid time of 1:18.23. He moves into second place overall. So that wraps up day 1 of the 14th Masters International Sprint Games. We're going to come back and do it all over again tomorrow, starting at 9 o'clock. Big thank you to all the volunteers and officials, and especially to the skaters. And enjoy the rest of your day, and see you back here tomorrow.